My name is Lorraine, and today I'm going to introduce to you William Morris, who was a 19th century designer. He created patterns that were both beautiful and unusual for their time period. He became famous for reviving the handcraft art and the block printing system that was nearly gone obsolete during this period. He also introduced nature into the interiors during the Victorian era. His patterns were printed for furniture, upholstery, curtains, and ceramics. William Morris produced most of his work in the late Victorian era, and he was an instrumental person during the arts and crafts movement. William Morris had a significant influence in the decorative art in Britain, and his patterns and designs travelled through the world. His designs were based on natural forms which he studied in nature. He drew inspiration from the meadows, the hedgerows, the fields, and he loved to use the native plants and flowers from his homeland. Very few of his patterns do not contain plants and flowers, and three ingredients William Morris finds to create a brilliant pattern is imagination, beauty, and order. His sources of inspiration also bring me to herbal books, which had illustrations of old plants, and he got great inspiration from the medieval arts, that idealistic time that he longed to live in. One of the first patterns we see he designed in 1864, and it was known as Daisy, and he drew inspiration from the pre-Raphaelite painters, and he was also introduced to this brotherhood which he took part in during his lifetime. John Ruskin was a man who inspired William Morris through his lifetime. He was an art critic, and he was also a painter, an activist, many of the journey that William Morris took through his lifetime. Strawberry Teeth is one of my favourite designs, and it captures the beautiful little thrushes coming down to his garden, his father's garden, and taking berries from the bushes. And I just love this pattern and the way it's so developed. I just want to talk about Jasmine. 1872 he designed it, and it's very naturalistic and subtle pattern. Trellis was one of his first patterns he designed, and he collaborated with his colleague Philip Webb. His colleague who designed the birds, and William Morris designed the botany, as he felt that he was better in this category. Acanthus is a very naturalistic style of pattern. You can see the leaves kind of just elongate towards each other. And Sunflower has a different type of style. It's more formalized, and it's more has order in it. William Morris inspired and influenced many designers and people through his lifetime. He was involved in a movement, an artistic movement called the Arts and Crafts. One of the designers I just want to touch on, and there was many, but Lindy Philip Butterfield, and he was a freelance pattern designer, and he took inspiration from William Morris and from nature. He sold wallpapers, and just one of his designs is known as Poppies, and it's complex patterns show an organic form and illustrates nature. To conclude, William Morris was an iconic designer in my opinion, simply because he not only brought back the handcraft and the wood block printing, revived it during a time of capitalism, industrialization. He also wanted to bring art to the the normal person, even though his art was very expensive, as it was a long, studious and craft to maintain, the wood block printing. But just in my opinion, I feel that his patterns are still approachable today. And you may even walk into a small powder room in a modern house and they want to bring in a natural feel to it, and you may see one of the strawberry tea fall on the wallpapers of the wall. So I just want you to think of William Morris as one of the top designers through the years and pick him for your magazine. Thank you very much.